Welcome to the Honor Movement, where we always take the vertical approach. Well, I'm sure you've heard this. Life is made up of choices. We're making choices every single day. Going left or right is an actual choice. But I think it can also be said that the quality of our life is determined by hard choices. All choices are important, but not all choices are equal. Deciding not to gas up the night before and remembering the next day that you need to go somewhere fast and you've ran out of gas. You made a choice and the choice didn't go out well, but it's not critical. You're just slowed down. But we know that we make choices that have a larger impact, a more far-reaching impact on our lives and have a greater effect. But nonetheless, choices are sometimes hard. Try telling a mother that she has to stop rescuing her child if she wants him to grow, and having to see that mother watch the child struggle through life. That's incredibly hard. But we know that these choices, again, they have to be made. One of my favorite communicators, he says this, and I love the way that he puts this about choices, that because choices have to be made, it's better we make them when we should rather than when we have to, right? Ideally, we want to make the choices before they're critical. Because unfortunately, again, these choices have to be made. And wouldn't you rather just walk away from that business when you see the red flags, as opposed to having to testify in court a couple of years later about what you did or didn't know? Wouldn't you much rather just follow your gut and walk out of that relationship when before anything is tied together, as opposed to later on in life where you have to deal with this thing for the next 10, 15, 20 years? Isn't it better to just walk away on our own accord? Isn't it better to just eat a salad every now and then than to be cut open on an operating table? See, these are all choices. But again, choices are hard. And having the ability to make hard choices, it's a skill that makes us better at life. You see, hard choices, they're exactly that, hard. And one of the reasons why they're so hard is because there's no immediate benefit to our hard choices. Very rarely is there an immediate result. That's why we don't make those choices. We like things in the now. And oftentimes when we're making hard choices, we're looking beyond the moment. We're looking towards the future, and we want a better future. So I'm saying, I'm going to make this choice today because of what I see in the future, what I'm hoping for in the future. And so what choices do you need to make? What are the things that are hard, but that that is necessary? What are the things that you look at now and you just say, what, if I don't make this now, I'm going to have to deal with this later. You see, hard choices, and I don't want to come off as rigid, and I don't want to, just oversimplify this, because this is difficult. You may need to make a hard choice, such as saying that I need help, that you need to talk to somebody about something, that you need to sit down with a professional and express what's been going on in your life. And yes, emotions are going to come up. You're going to have to share things that you have never shared before. But you make the hard choice of dealing with an issue today so that another generation doesn't have to deal with an issue that 3 previous generations have dealt with in your family. That's a hard choice. You may have to make a hard choice to separate from some people, because you may find yourself in a situation where you're like, what, every time I'm around these people, it's always drinking, it's always drugging, it's always gossiping, it's always negative, it's always toxic. And it's just not helping me. It's not good for my soul, and I need to separate. And that's a hard choice, because some of these folks that we know in our lives, even though those things happen and occur when we're around them, you've probably known them all your life. And if it's one thing about them, they're loyal. They've been there for you. And having to separate, that is hard. You may have to make a hard choice to stop making bad choices, to look into our lives and say, you know what? I have this pattern, and I'm trying to change this pattern. And I'm going to make the hard choice to believe that I can be better, that the future can be brighter. I believe you can do it, because us humans, we're more resilient than we think we are. And we have to do this because the next generation is watching.